I'm just going to say this. I seem to see this. This is why I'm happy Key's here for this, because oh my God, I've seen it personally, and I don't know how I ended up on the cultural appropriation side of TikTok, but there seems to be a huge uptick in other POCs and white people. I'll say this. How do I say this? Blackfishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just people that keep going with these hairstyles. Key sent me this she tagged me this ridiculous TikTok of this Italian girl that said, she said,
as a POC Italian, these comments are deeply offensive. My life is at risk every day from the racism and discrimination in America. If I was white, I wouldn't have to suffer like this. But I do every single day. Stop being ignorant and bigoted.
But she was the same color as like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it, like, and I think E made a TikTok about it. Like, she's lighter than E. And you're in Colorado. I know you don't get that much sun, but that's besides the point. But it's ridiculous. And this is where I want to do a dive on, and I'm happy I have, honestly, I'm really, really happy we have a mostly Black woman, like panel for this, because I think people need to understand how Black women, matter of fact, do this for everybody that's in the chat right now while they're talking to further prove their point. Go on Google, look up unprofessional haircuts. You understand me? And let me know what you see. And I'm going to pretty much give the floor. X, you might not be able to talk. I might just have to have the women talk on this one, but Black woman. And also E, you might have something to double down with this to kind of just amplify your other melanated sisters on the panel. Why do other POCs, especially white people, need to know what it means to take your guys' aesthetics but not understand the oppression you guys go through? Either one of y'all can go first. X, like I said, we might not be able to talk on this one. I'm just here to single them out. Go ahead. Eb, you got it?
All right, so I'm going to speak from a couple different angles, but I'm going to make it super quick so everybody else can talk, right? So for me, and I'm going to start with my personal opinion as to how like this affects me personally, being who I am. And then I'll get into others. So for me, when I see non-Black people, and I'm going to address this to those people who are also just not white. You know what I mean? They're also just not Black. Take something that is so culturally and historically significant to the Black community and feel that they are entitled to wear certain things. I say this example all the time. I use it all the time. I am literally obsessed with Native American culture. I think it's one of the most beautiful things. I research it. I read on it. I love it. But I respect the fact that it's not for me. It is not for me. And I find it very discouraging and disheartening that people who have been around, whose parents have been around, ancestors have been around, and still don't understand why the fuck this is wrong. So that particular person that you brought up about they're Italian and they face racism, I'm pretty sure their page got to be satire, because I definitely have seen it.
If you want, I can I have the clip.
Show that, but let me bring up one. There's an Asian woman too who recently had cornrows. And
all right,
I'm gonna look for it. She recently had cornrows, and in her video, she was saying she has to take them out because she has a job interview tomorrow. So everybody was on her ass in the comments, made 50 million videos. So she made a follow-up response saying, I didn't know if the employer would like the cornrows, literally proving the point that Black women wear certain things and is deemed unprofessional and unacceptable. But other people take it and think it's supposed to be. But this Asian woman recognized that. So that, like, proving the own point. So when I personally myself, I have identified as Black all my life, my whole entire life. But I will never negate the fact that I'm mixed, because I think that does a disservice to the fully Black community. I recognize this. But for me to wear braids and twist the way I do, and then have people look at me sideways and have to explain, yo, I'm half black. I have to like give a whole rundown of my genie fuckology. But then to have white women or non-black people come in like, well, if y'all can wear it, I can too, pisses me the fuck off. And I'm sorry for my language.
What I tell you, y'all are double minorities. You get double amplified. I'll clean it up afterwards for Spotify reasons.
I'm so sorry, but like it is.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
So if it feels that way for me, for a fully black person to have their heritage, things that are culturally significant as the object of something that other people feel entitled to, it ain't right. There's nothing that can make that right.
Y'all want to roll the clip of this Italian? Y'all want to see it? Like,
yes.
Okay, hold on. I got y'all.
POC Italian, these comments are deeply offensive. My life is at risk every day from the racism and discrimination in America. If I was white, I wouldn't have to suffer like this. But I do, every single day. Stop being ignorant and bigoted.
Y'all want to hear it again? One more time. Okay.
As a POC Italian, these comments are deeply offensive. My life is at risk every day from the racism and discrimination in America. If I was white, I wouldn't have to suffer like this. But I do, every single day. Stop being ignorant and bigoted.
First off, I'm just gonna say it just like this. The breadsticks at Olive Garden got more color than that girl does. Okay, I'm just gonna say it just like that. And did you send me the other one, Eb? The video of this. Oh, she said BRB. She got it. Black women, go ahead. Like me and X are not. I'm about to go get another cup of coffee. Y'all go ahead. I'm good.
So how I would say, imagine this. Okay, so this is how I explain to everyone who is non-black. Imagine you being forced to come to a place you don't want to be. You're mistreated. You're forced to shave off your hair. You're not allowed to wear your hair. They pass laws where you cannot wear your hair because there was a point in time where we can only basically tie up our hair. You're stripped from your language. You're stripped from your original culture. You're stripped from your religion. And the only thing that you have from your original culture was the fact that you could braid. And because you could braid, you use these tools to put food and things into your braid so that you can survive your way to freedom. And then now that's the one thing you're like, this is the one thing y'all can't have. This is the one thing that we want to keep for us. Everybody feels like they're entitled to it. And it's like, even Black culture, we managed to make a culture for ourselves. And it's like, everybody wants to strip that away. So it's like, we don't have anything. It's like, if you're going to strip away Black culture, can we have one thing that we say, hey, this is something we don't want y'all to touch. This is something that we value. This is something that's sacred to us. And they can't respect it. And that's why I get so offended, because I'm like, we're trying to tell you, we're trying to educate you. Not only that, we're also trying to tell you, like, it's not made for your hair texture. Your hair is going to fall out. But yeah, that's.
And if anybody, first off, because I know somebody's gonna be in here talking stupid. So I did the luxury because white America loves to say, "Well, hey, Google it. I don't believe it. Can you find it on Google?" I got you, beloved. So let's look at this. Let's look at this nonsense real quick. Let me know when y'all see what I see. Y'all need me to zoom in real quick? I got you. Unprofessional haircuts. Okay, let me do that real quick. That what color is it? Wait, I mean, like, wait. Let's zoom out real quick. Is there? Oh, what's that? That was an unprofessional. Okay, what does that say? What it's like wearing natural? Oh, in corporate America, it came up for unprofessional. This one apparently that's unprofessional too. All right. It's just, oh man, that y'all notice a theme here? Like, maybe I need to scroll down because there's more Black women. Okay. Oh, there's a Black man. That's cool too. But basically, if I need to make it plain for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because apparently salt is spicy to y'all. So let me just take the salt off. If I need to make it plain for you, simple I always say this: the fact that like Black women can't even appreciate the things that they deem beautiful, y'all call ugly, tell them they shouldn't do it, but then y'all do it. That's why I get annoyed when people say, well, your haircut's unprofessional. But then when white women do it, it's kind of artistic. Or better yet, like when they say, she's an angry Black woman, she's a B word, you know what I'm saying? But then when a white woman does it, she's spunky, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, y'all go ahead.
Exactly. And even though we've had the Crown Act passed, it has not stopped discrimination. There was a whole cheerleader who was kicked off her cheerleading squad because she didn't want to take out her braids. Like, even though there's these things put in place to protect us from discrimination, it doesn't mean that we're still not discriminated against. And I think a lot of people I'm not going to say they don't realize. They do realize that. It's just they don't get discriminated for it in the same aspect that we do.
I just feel like with a lot of these white women or non-POCs, however you want to say it, when they constantly try to take something that is specifically for Black people, especially Black women, I feel like it causes a rift in our own community as well, because then a lot of the fully Black community will look at us mixed kids and be like, why you wear your hair like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Or they will think that we are not pro-Black, especially if we're raised white like I was. And a lot of the times we're raised hearing all of these microaggressions and everything like that, and we don't know about our culture. But when we do learn about our culture, and when we do realize, what it's like to be Black, because at some point in time we still experience racism, like, we're there for you, like we're right there with you. But it's also understandable how the fully Black community looks at us and is like, you're sus, I don't trust you. So not only is it disrespectful for them to do this because it's not their space, and Lord knows they get angry when they're told it's not their space, but it's also causing a rift in our own community with biracial people as well.
That right there, yep. White people use biracial people to use against the Black community. They also use us in the media to represent the entire Black community, which makes them despise us. When in reality, white people are the ones who try to use us against the Black community.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree. Go.
And I'm laughing because, like, me and Jess have had conversations within, like, my lives and things like that. Ultimately, whether you are Black or another person of color, part of the BIPOC community, ultimately, the common denominator is white society or the white supremacy, ideologies. So when it comes to things like this, like hair and saying, like, I tell everybody, I've always identified as Black, but I'm not negating that I'm mixed, because in doing so is putting me in spaces that I don't belong. I think it's really weird when mixed people occupy spaces that are meant for fully Black women. Like, for me, I would never. Like, while some people say, yes, you'd be the first Black, no, I wouldn't, because that's taking away a space that should be occupied by a fully Black person. But in saying the same thing, that does not negate how Black I am. So when I see, although I am part white, I was not raised that way. I literally, looking the way I look, was the Black girl with the white mom. Always identified as Black. I understand why the Black community does things such as are suspect of us. Like, because you have so many Black people, and I'm not going to name their names, but you see them on TikTok all the time, who are the mouthpiece for Black people saying wrong shit. And shit that intentionally divides the community that we are very well a part of. So when I see people who are not of any type of Black background, ancestry, heritage, do certain things and feel entitled to certain aspects.
James is out here instigating. He said, "Name them."
Literally, I have made. There's 3 particular that are on. I'm not going to say them on here because they're not here to defend themselves. But I've made videos about these same people, and you find a lot of time they consider themselves Black conservatives, like, which is weird within itself. But whatever. I feel like I speak for me and people who think like me. I do not speak for the whole entire Black community, even though everything I do it with knowing that I am part of it. But I can't speak for certain people. So when I have people who are not Black do certain things, it's offensive as hell. So if I'm offended and I'm half white, imagine how the whole fully Black community feels. For years, these things have been unprofessional. These things have been unacceptable. Ways of thinking, words, all of this has been a problem. But now that it's okay for white society because they feel entitled to these things, we're supposed to be accepting, like, nah, for years, this shit ain't been right for us, so it's not right for you either. And the white people don't like being told no, period. They don't like feeling like they can't be a part of something. That's what the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
And it's not even just like braids. It's also like there was this white woman who was wearing 4C hair, like attachment. It was like
Hold
a
on.
ponytail.
What? Hold on. Say that one more time. Excuse me?
There was a white woman on TikTok. She has Black children. She's whatever, but she was wearing 4C hair ponytail on her head and didn't understand why that was offensive. Yes.
But
so
why?
not only do they do braids, they also try to mimic the textures of our hair as well. It's not just braids. It's like now white women are getting perms and now they're trying to look more mixed. It's like they're tanning their skin, they're getting these perms, not just the braids. Like they're crossing lines, like
the obsession.
Yeah,
go ahead. Like I said, we amplifying. I ain't look here. Go ahead. Like
okay, so I just started embracing my natural hair just over a year ago. I'm like, I'm Black. I need to admit it. Let's fix this. I was sick and tired of conforming to white people's beauty standards. So I started embracing my natural hair. So with that, I joined a bunch of like curly girl method groups. And the amount of white women in there with bone straight hair, not a curl in sight, sitting there and going, how do I embrace my natural curls? Child, if you don't get out of here, you're like, they cannot let us have our own space. And it's ridiculous.
The way they invaded the natural hair movement. Wow. When it was started by 4C women, like the way white women invaded the natural hair movement and started using products not even meant for their hair texture. I'm like, why are you using curly hair products when your hair is not even curly? And then they're crunching it, trying to get it to curl. A mess.
Can I say something? And
Black woman, you're not allowed to ask permission. You could just talk. You good. Go ahead.
It's kind of encompassing of this, but not exactly. I made a post the other day how, a lot of people say things about mixed people about, you can tell there's a difference between a mixed person who is raised by a white parent and or white mother. Take that back. A white mother and one by a Black mother. There's a clear difference. I luckily did not have the white mother that people talk about. You know what I mean? So I was blessed in that aspect. But what I find, and someone else mentioned it too, I find a lot that white women who have mixed Black children feel because they've had a Black man between their legs or pushed one out, that they can speak for and over Black people. I got braids because my child didn't want to be alone. Nah, you ain't had to do that. You could have surrounded her with more Black people and explained why it's important and the heritage is important and why it's different and why it's not acceptable for white people to wear, but you didn't choose that because you felt you were with a Black man. I barely ever see white men doing this who have Black children. It's white women. And that's weird as fuck to me. Like, you have to have your child know that there are differences. Things like hair, things like words, things about how society is going to treat you. And I'm light as hell. I ain't even gonna fucking lie, but I have never been white to white people. And my mom made that very clear. White women's tears and fragility and the privilege they think they have is the most dangerous to the Black society. So it annoys me when you feel you have access to it without any, correlation to Black people, but then you have a Black child and you think that you can. Sorry.
It's okay. You know what? I might have to give you the shirt off my site that says white fragility threatens Black stability, because you quoted it without even see it. But I got you, Sister Eb. I'll get you your PO box after all this. That y'all good, y'all fine. Did y'all want to see this beloved child of God with it? Hold on.
Hi, it's time to.
Do y'all want to see it, or is it going to trigger y'all? Because if y'all don't want to see it, I won't put it on screen.
I've watched it many times, so
yeah, I have it on my TikTok.
I haven't seen it yet, but I be surprised.
It's hold on. Look now.
Say goodbye with this because I have a job interview tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna take this off and then. Yeah. So I take this one off. Oh, I really like this. I don't know how to take off. Should I just soak in the water? I don't know how to take off. It took me like 30 minutes. Pretty quick. Yeah, I'll use my hair.
I'm sorry. It makes me so mad. Cause I think sometimes, and I'll say this, to kind of take a deeper dive, and I'm texting E and X. We're back here just chilling, eating hot wings, and you know what I'm saying, doing whatever we're doing back here. It's just because in cases like this, that's why I don't mind giving y'all the space. I don't care how long y'all would have needed on this, because in this subject, I don't have the right to tell y'all how to feel. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I don't even need to really be on camera, to be honest. So y'all can talk. That's cool. Eb, if you need this for content purposes, I'll send you a link. That won't be an issue. But yeah, I felt like that was important. EX, y'all can come out of hiding now. Y'all are good. I was like, I'm just gonna go. I was like, I'm gonna go. That oh, y'all came out too. That's the best part. But yeah, I also want to say this. I don't think you guys are feeling this way, that you guys feel like you kind of came off too angry. I don't like to label Black women as angry, because to me, it makes it seem like you guys aren't allowed to be angry, if that makes sense. And labeling you guys angry Black women instead of saying a Black woman that gets angry dehumanizes y'all. So y'all all right.